They say them boys ain't stopping and them boys ain't slipping. Yeah, them boys on a mission, so you better pay attention. Yeah, shut up and grind, shut up and grind, shut up and grind, shut up. They say them boys ain't stopping and them boys ain't slipping. Yeah, them boys on a mission, so you better pay
I
attention.
understand
Yeah,
that.
shut up and grind, shut up and grind, shut up and grind. Hey. Searching for my pot of gold, lot of low, lot of foes, trying to push a powder road. Simply Obama road, president of the O-M-A-R-E-N-T. Who that be? Yeah, that's me. You stupid fool. Seen so many curveballs, I didn't roll the steps. People messing up the mission, I moved on and I left. Learned a lesson, no second guessing. Afro that's stressing. I leave them on the block before I let them block my blessing. It's a business, and we the underdogs. Understand it. All I ask is commitment and trust, but I demand it. I don't call you by your name, cause I consider you lame. I'm in the yo, you play a video game. We don't grind the same, so we don't shine the same. I'm on my job, but when I see you, I don't dap you. You just get a subtle head now. It's never personal, it's strictly business. Play you a place before I finish this six. They say them boys ain't stopping and them boys ain't slipping. Yeah, them boys on a mission, so you better pay attention. Yeah, shut up and grind, shut up and grind.
All right. Yo, guys, we are here once again at K.W.U, man. Got my man Blaze right here with me this
Oh,
evening.
come on, man.
I mean, so up to you what you want to do. Got my man Blaze right here. He's with us once again, guys. He gonna talk with us. Gonna talk with us about a great subject this evening. Hey, can you tell them the subject, please? Hold on, y'all. Little light work. Little light, little light work, guys. He'll be back in a second. I'm just waiting on him, you guys. I believe he's going to come back. He got kicked off for a second, but yeah, guys. You know, we're just gonna just sit back and just wait for a second. You know.
Shut up and grind, shut up and grind. Boys ain't stopping and them boys ain't slipping. Yeah, them boys on a mission, so you better pay attention. Yeah, shut up and grind.
There it is.
Shut up and grind, shut up and grind. Look, they waiting on me to slip, but I will not slip. Boys, Nike got grip, deaf ears to the gossip, cause I know they love.
Sorry about that. I had a phone call.
You are yeah, I mean you good. So I know that everybody know who you is by now. You've been on here plenty of times now. You know, with you and nice me and your topics. So what's this evening topic? What are we going to talk about this evening? Like you told me, but expound.
Yeah, I dug into the topic of shape shifting.
Mm-hmm.
Not really digging into what the true meaning of shape shifting or shapeshifter is.
Mm-hmm.
We all kind of had our bouts on what we think shape shifting is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so to me, when I first thought of it, it's so many different things that hit me when it came to understanding what shape shifting is or even speaking about it.
Right.
Um, but when I looked a little bit further, uh,
Mm-hmm.
kind of understand shape shifting is, and uh, but those that don't know what shape shifting is, the ability to physically transform oneself through somewhat of an inherently superhuman ability, um,
Hmm.
maybe divine intervention, demonic manipulation,
Yeah.
sorcery,
Hmm.
uh, spells, and all those different type of abilities and stuff like that. So, and the idea of shape shifting is in the it's like in older form, like totemism and shamanism,
Okay.
and it's also the oldest existing literature in like epic poems.
Right.
Um, and so like the concept remains literary, like a literary device in modern fantasy, like in oh shucks my neck, children's literature and popular culture. Um, I was looking at it in a different sense, but I felt like uh shape shifting, like as far as lizard people and stuff like that, like the Queen of England and
Most
uh
definitely.
those people turn into lizard people and skin. I forget they call them people skinny people or something like that.
And it's not, yeah, and it's not just her. It's a lot of like the politics as well. You know what I'm saying? And
It's
when
politics. It's in what it speaks about our modern culture as far as music, the music industry, the entertainment business, and all those different type of things. And so when it speaks of totemism, I looked it up and it says a spirit being sacred, a spirit being a sacred object or a simple symbol that serves as an emblem of a group of people such as a family, a clan, lineage, or a tribe. And then shamanism, it says, is a religious practice that involves a practitioner interacting with the spirit world through altered states, consciousness, and such as a trance. Oh Lord, man, I swear today is not gonna be a good day. Hold on one
yeah,
second, bro.
all right, look, we is gonna get this out. I guarantee you that we're gonna get this out. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get this word out most definitely indeed, because I feel as though that somebody don't want this and this word out. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna come right back, guys. So don't even worry about it. You know, and like I said, I'm gonna just play some worship. I'm gonna play some D one for you guys. You know, that's what I'm gonna do because he's going to come back, and I know that he is just by the type of person that he is.
Yeah. Hey man, you already know when you're doing your thing. Cause you get these nobody's wrong. Want to say something about you. Love. I
See,
say,
he's back again, guys.
My apologies, another phone call. Doesn't
Yeah,
happen
I
to me
know.
often,
Yeah, that's
but
look. But God is good though. Come on, look, we ain't worrying about that tonight.
so yeah, and to get back on it, like I was thinking to myself that this whole topic of shape shifting, like in one instance I was thinking it was somewhat of an attitude, but that's like makeshift. That's not shape shift. That's makeshift. And so shape shifting, I do believe we can have shape shifting friends. Um,
Wow, dag. Okay.
uh, because like it says, controlled by demonic beings and things like that. Um, because people tend to believe there's something that they're not. and
Okay.
then they want to try and boost whatever that energy is to make people think like I'm this tough person, or yeah, man, I make this happen or I make that happen.
And
We
it's
ain't really never made anything happen.
right.
So if it wasn't for God's strength, nothing would ever happen.
And it's
But people
funny
like to shape shift and become certain things to try and boost who they are.
and it's
Um,
funny. Uh, what was I gonna say? And it's funny that when you gave me this topic, right? The first thing I thought about was X Men. You remember Mystique,
yeah.
the one
Oh
that could
yeah.
change? I was like,
Yeah.
all right,
That was definitely a shapeshifter.
yeah, and that's when they had told us that's what they told us then, but we thought it was cool because it was like a hero drill. It was out of a comic book, and then when I thought about it again, I thought about the movie Terminator 2. The guy that was liquid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When he touched somebody or when he killed somebody, he turned into that form of that person. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's catchy. Catch on to stuff like that. But talk on.
So yeah, I mean, but then when you just brought up what's her name?
Mystique,
Mystique,
yeah,
they were showing us them in that
yeah,
movie, and I didn't realize until just now.
wow, yeah. Gotta pay attention, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, but stuff that just transforms right in front of your face. Like you can be cool with somebody, and
Mm-hmm.
it'll almost seem like they shape shift in front of you when they with somebody else. Like, wait a
Exact.
minute, now you wasn't like this the other day. You wasn't saying all this. Now you didn't switched up on me. Now you kind of like shape shifting to me because you acting like something different than what you were telling me. And then not only is it an act, your facial structure changed, your body
Yeah,
movement changed. You know,
you hold
everything that's
mm-hmm.
going on right now. And I'm looking at you, and you just changing right in front of me. You
Uh-huh.
shape shifting.
Exactly. That's exactly what they doing, Blaze.
You definitely got to look at these so called friends and like don't get it twisted. These people in the music industry, boy,
It's like,
they'll change on you quick. Yeah, I mean, who found out? Martin Lawrence found out. Jamie Foxx found out. Uh, who else? Will Smith kind of like shape shifted on what you call him and did that old backwards crap on stage. Chris Rock,
mm-hmm.
and I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, like how you flip like that? Like if you look at his face after he did it, no matter of fact, before he did it, you could see something changing in his face because that's not Will Smith. That was a
At
shape
all.
shifting act right there too.
Mm-hmm. Man, of
Keep my
course.
wife's name out your. I'm like, when did Will Smith ever start acting like this? But it wasn't an act; it was real. That's something happened right then, and
Right.
nobody paid attention to it. It's just so much stuff that goes on right in front of our faces, and nobody really pays attention to it.
At
It
all.
just seems like you got lost in time or something like that.
I truth be told, I think a lot of folks don't want to move forward in time. You know what I'm saying? And I peep that about a lot of folks. A lot of folks don't like to accept the truth, and everybody can't handle, and everybody cannot handle the truth too. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta turn this volume up somehow or another. I can't hear you that well.
I,
Hold on.
I think it was me. All right, y'all. He's going to come back. I believe he is.
Thursday.
All right. Can
All
you
right,
hear?
now I
All
can
right.
hear you so much better.
Okay. Now say what you were saying.
So yeah, what was I saying? I know I spoke
About
about
Will.
Will Smith.
You
Um,
talking about Will?
yeah, it's just stuff that happens right in front of your face, and a lot of people don't are not privy to it or act like it didn't just happen, and then they'll turn it back and be like, "Oh well, such and such or whatever."
Right.
Um, I think when we first got the idea, when we first like really caught on to this whole shape shifting thing, is when they were talking about people in government. Um,
Mhm.
when they were talking about how they transform into lizard people or whatever. If you remember that old show, The Land of the Lost,
Okay.
where everybody on there was like lizard people on an island,
hmm
they were talking about them back then.
Right. Of
And
course.
if you get a chance to like really think about, and I know this going to sound kind of off, but if you pay attention to warriors that fight with their shield, helmet, sword, and all that different type of stuff, the body armor,
hmm
what man do you know can stand and fight like that for hours and hours and hours and no drink of water, no food, no having to go to the bathroom?
Right. That makes sense.
Do you and most times they fought it was near water.
hmm
Those were amphibians.
hmm
They were lizard people.
Right.
Because how can you sweat like that, like real heavy in that suit of armor, but
Yeah.
being amphibious, you don't. And I know it sounds strange to say it, but when I did a little bit of research, I found that out. I found that to be true. And
That's what it's about.
I'm kind of off right now because of the different phone calls. I had my
hmm
mind set on what I was going to talk about, but now I'm like
Working though.
losing touch with what it was I wanted to talk about.
hmm
Um,
Take your time.
man, shucks.
Don't say take your time. I got time.
All right, well, this is some stuff I wrote down. I was trying to think about
All
some
right.
other things, but
All right. Well, go to your notes then. That's
all
my
right.
that's
So
my notes.
shape shifting can take many forms and many avenues.
hmm
Um, and I always thought of myself as a tree. Um, I have my roots, which are close family who support me and will lift me up and support me through my bad storms. I have many branches that vary in length and thickness, and are people in my life that can break and leave me during any bad enough storm. Lastly, I have my leaves, which would be people in my life who leave whenever there's a breeze or they come up against any of those bad weathers and the seasons. And those some leaves are unruly even when they're nearby. Um, Life is all about shape shifting and learning new perspectives and finding ways to look at something old like it's something new. I mean, you can't control many external forces, but you can work on controlling how you react and respond to external forces. So
Yes.
I think when you learn how to react, I mean, learn how to respond rather than to react, because
hmm
reacting is like a split second of, and it's almost like you shape shifting when you react to something because
That's a
it takes a
defense.
hold of you. and
Mm-hmm.
does something to you that, and then also does something to the other parties affected by it. And
Right.
attitudes change. The whole spiritual dynamic changes. The
Of
the
course.
energy changes, and now y'all looking at guns and whatever, trying to hurt each other. To me, that's kind of in a sense, it's kind of like shape shifting in itself. But when you sit back and you think about a process and you wait for yourself to understand what it is and respond to it, you're not like jumping a gun. You get a chance to reflect on what it is and what you need to do or what you need to say in order to get a certain response out of somebody else, rather than getting a reaction, because that reaction is like a chain and it hits everybody. So I know, again, I'm off topic. Um,
All right.
shucks, these phone calls. Um, so
Just
I would
reflecting.
say, like the people in your life. Oh Lord, I'm so sorry, guys. I lost focus with these phone calls.
Go back
Um,
to your notes.
so shape shifting can come in the form of personal growth and reflection, reflecting on current or past events, which can help shape us in a way to have a more positive life experience and accept that past mistakes were just a part of life's journey. Digging deep is essential to personal growth and a fluid mindset. If you only dig on the surface, you'll never find anything worth exploring. Be accepting of yourself and your past and understand that everything is a lesson to help get you to the next phase in your life. Um, I think, like, as far as looking at shapes, people jump in and out of who they either once were, who they are, who they're supposed to be, and
Mhm.
nobody actually takes form on who they who they actually are. And
That is true.
people just do dumb stuff just because they feel the need to do whatever it is that they need to do. Nobody positions in their mind what they're supposed to do, or act um accordingly to what's going on.
Right. So do you think the stuff that folks go through and been to play a part in this?
Um, I do believe so. I think, like, it's a game that some folks like, as far as, again, in the music industry, in the entertainment business. You go into this thinking you're going to be something, and thinking you're going to do something or change something, and the idea is for them to control you and make you believe that everything is going to be kosher, but then they change on you and then make you change on people who knew you,
Mhm.
because you want to appease them so much, and you want to get that recognition that, I'm this person or whatever. And the whole time they making you act like, back to the Geppetto and Pinocchio thing.
Mhm.
The whole shape shifting is that, like, they make you they form you into something that you never thought you would be. And you
Of
can't
course.
say what's on your mind about anything, because that whole MK Ultra and that mind control, making you believe that you can be something and you can do something and you can share with the world who you are, and people will still know you for who you are, and it never amounts to that. Um, they do all they do to make sure they keep you down. They beat you down. They make you conform to who they want you to be.
Mm-hmm.
And so you'll never be able to fully transform into who you want to be. And that conforming is like a form of um it's like a form of shape shifting, because they're like kind of, it's like clay or
Right.
Play-Doh. When they
Mm-hmm.
mash you into what they want you to, they can pull you and push you and mash you in and squeeze you and rub you and roll you and all that. They make you into something that you never thought you'd be, and now you're scared to speak up for who you are
Of course.
because they have put you in a position that you don't know if you'll be able to get out of it. And I gotta shut up and I gotta do what they tell me to do. And it's so many different shapes they put you in. Like,
Mm-hmm. So so how if all right, so if a person was to get in a shape, how would you help them to get out of that shape?
um, you have to realize again who you are. If you don't ever find out who it is that you are, and and what the realization behind that is, you won't ever be able to get away from them forcing you to become who they want you to be.
That
Like
makes sense.
Lauren Hill is going through it. So many people have left the game. Jim Carrey won. He's like real knowledgeable in certain things and not really, not wanting to be part of that whole culture anymore because he'd have been through everything that they claim he's he's um he's been forced to become.
And not just Jim Curry. You got Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
You got you got Shy. What's one that played in Transformers? Shy LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And cats like Jet Li.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
and you see that he made his money and he left.
yeah. Because he know what it's about. He know
Yeah,
what it's about. He know how they act, how they treat people, what they do, and he ain't trying to be caught up in it. I think Chris Tucker kind of found out through being friends with Michael Jackson and Jet Li.
right.
He didn't found out himself, so he didn't fell back.
Mm-hmm.
And so Michael Jackson was one that wasn't going to be shapeshifted because he was telling the truth the whole time. These
Mm-hmm.
cats is out here that want all the money and whatever and do whatever they need to do in order to get this money. You become sex slaves and you let them control you in every way possible. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and you got to keep on doing certain things, sacrificing your family, sacrificing yourself, giving yourself up to people sexually, letting them do whatever they want to do to you. And that's where, like, even for your children, you throw them in there, throw them, in there with the wolves, and that's where the whole Pizzagate thing comes from.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, and if you think about the whole Pizzagate thing too, children love pizza.
Of
And if
course.
you think about a gate, you come to get the pizza, we close the gate behind you and do what we want to do to you. And
Yeah.
that has made your mindset shift into a shape. And if
Yeah.
you can't in your mind get out of a shape that they shifted you into,
Right.
you can't even begin to understand how to take control, how to take back control of what they took control of or took control over.
Wow.
Once they Rubik's cube your mind in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
When your mind is going, that's the first thing that goes. When your mind is going, they got you. They can make you do stuff to your family. They can make you do stuff to yourself. They can do stuff to your family, come back and tell you they did it. and you won't do nothing about it. Why?
Yeah.
Because you scared. You so screwed up in your mind about what they've done to you or what they might do to you. It's people on the run from the Illuminati, and
Mhm.
they can't get in their mind that they need to find a way to take back control of how somebody is taking control of them and how they're being controlled.
Mhm.
And so if by chance somebody is manipulating you and forcing you to do things that you know are beyond your capacity to do
Mhm.
in just your regular sense, or just something you know you never would do,
Right.
you just can't. Hold on one second, ma'am. Is she? I'm not sure if they. I don't know if they just test driving, because it's some people over here doing their cheerleading, and I think they think I'm staring at these girls. I'm far from me. I'm not even paying attention to them, and this car keeps driving back and forth around me, so I don't understand what they're doing. And maybe it's because they don't understand what I'm doing. But anyway,
Right.
um, it pretty much all starts with the mind, and when you're controlled,
You gotta protect the mind.
yeah, when you're controlled by way of your mind with anybody, then you
Right.
can be put in a category with a family of those same type of people, or a clan of those same type of people. Just like when we're talking about totemism,
Mhm.
and there's also somebody who surveys who these people are, and those that are practitioners that practice on you to make you become who they want you to be. Just like I was just explaining in the shamanism and the totemism.
Mhm.
Like, those people practice on making you become who they want you to become. And
And
then when
it's
they got you, or if they got you even just a little bit, if they got your heart in a sense, once they got your heart, they can get your mind. But if they get your mind, it's a wrap.
and it's funny that we talk about this. You know what I'm saying? The the shape shift and thing. You know, when you talk about this stuff, you remind me of Mortal Kombat, the film, and I don't know why, but I think of Reptile. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay. Okay.
Yeah, you feel me? But I learned that in that joint that the ninjas
Ninja.
was being controlled, and Scorpion was being controlled. Sub Zero was being controlled by
Yeah.
this dude, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah,
And so honestly, I don't think they were who they who we see them as, or who we
yeah,
saw them as from the
right,
beginning.
exactly.
They made them believe that's who they were. And after a
Hmm.
while, when you're forced to believe something, or you're told you're something over and over again without anybody backing you or without any control over your own mind, you'll believe it. If somebody call you a loser, you're a loser. You're a loser. You'll never amount to anything. You'll never do anything. You'll never become anything. It's almost like in your mind is being shapeshifted to believe that to be the truth. And it's not necessarily the truth.
It's
But
not
once you
necessary.
realize it's not the truth, and you go on the fact that it's not the truth about you, call them a liar, laugh at them, and do what you do.
Most
Still
definitely.
be you. Stop trying to
That's
stop
what's
trying
about.
to become or make yourself believe who they're telling you you are, because you're not. And
Right.
shape shifting to me, like I said, once it's your heart, when they get your heart, they can easily get your mind. And then when they get your mind, they can get your family. or they can put you in a family of those same type of people that they control the minds of. And then you become part of a clan that goes and takes over villages. And now you got villages of people who have now become who you believe you believed in them who you were and you weren't. It just keeps on spiking from there. It'll never stop. And
That's
that's
why
why so many people in this world believe in the lie that Satan is telling them.
that's why you can't give nobody access to you yeah, I mean you can't be available for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm finally starting to learn that at 35 now. Like, all right, Brian, you can't put this much time into this friendship or this relationship, because that's the first thing that I think about. I think about my heart, then I think about my mind, and then I just ask God just to protect my heart and to protect my mind and just guide me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Because what people don't understand, your heart is the most fallible. Your heart
Right.
is the one that lies to you the most. You'll give your heart to somebody you really truly believe you love, and that
Hmm.
same person will rip your heart right in front of you.
Right.
And you'll still continue to believe, oh, they didn't mean to do that, until they rip it again. And now you're torn again until they keep ripping it. And it's like, but that keeps showing you how much I love you, and you just keep ripping my heart. Like, why? And now you're so bound up in that love mess in your mind about this person that you just can't believe that they've done this to you, and you still haven't left, and you still haven't allowed yourself to regain control in your own mind and walk away from the situation. You already got your heart broke, and I mean broke, ripped to pieces, and
Hmm.
you still are on. They didn't mean to do that. I'm saying seriously, how can you not see they didn't mean to do this?
Right.
If Jamie Foxx went back and said, "Oh well, I'm gonna go back and they're gonna allow me to do this movie again, and I'm gonna do it with the same actors and actresses," when I already know that these niggas just did what they did to me, and then not on top of that, they put me in a hospital, got me scared, got me messed up. My mind ain't right. My family see my mind ain't right.
Come on now.
And just a few minutes ago, just a few days ago, a few weeks ago, a few months ago, I was cool.
Right.
And all of a sudden this shit happens to me, and I lose it. Like, I don't understand like what happened. And nobody understands what happens. Martin Lawrence went through the same thing.
Hmm.
Dave Chappelle had to leave the country altogether.
Yeah.
And Cat Williams out here fighting kids and all this other weird stuff that he was doing.
Right.
And they were messing with him too.
Hmm.
Every black person has went through this crap with the law, because they want to make you believe that I got control of you.
Mm.
And again, I do believe I said this before. If by chance we decided as a whole unit of black essence, and I'm talking about everybody that got our blood flowing through their bloodstream,
Right.
if we all came together as a full unit, it
Hmm.
wouldn't be nothing they could do to stop us. You think the insurrectionist stuff was something? Imagine us being everywhere at the same time and they can't do nothing to stop us. They wouldn't have law in place. You see how they did the Capitol building? They wouldn't have law in place in order to stop us. But
Mm-hmm.
again, it goes back to this whole mind takeover. When you allow them to take your mind over
Mm-hmm.
after they've taken your heart, scaring you, punking you, making you
Mm-hmm.
become a sissy, and then making you believe that, I got you and you better do what I tell you and you better do what I say. As
Right.
soon as you start conforming to what they're telling you to do and all of what they're telling you to do, then it becomes them forcing you into believing you're shapeshifted.
Yeah.
And this wasn't even something that was even on my mind to talk about. Now this is all coming off my brain because I couldn't think of what it was I was trying to talk about before. But
God, man. Let
when
let God use you.
when you fall short of who you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to become,
Mm-hmm.
it just it just turns into a hailstorm. It turns into every natural disaster all at once that you could think of because you have no control over you no more.
All right. So what advice would you give somebody not just in the in the industry but in life period. Like what advice would you give them right now?
Um, you have to you have to rely on those sources in your family that you trust. I'm not even gonna say you gotta go to your family because some of them you can't trust. But the ones that you can rely upon that are the sources that you know will back you, you need to go to them. And if you don't have family, whoever family is that you consider to be family, go to them. You need some backing at that point. You need and they need to believe what you're going through
Right.
because that's the one thing we fail
Mm-hmm.
in this whole mindset war and then into the shape shifting field. You know, if you don't have somebody there that's going to sit down, talk you through something, you listen, but they believe in you.
Right. Most definitely.
And those are the same, and they not be the same people that are trying to find a way to backstab you, that are trying to find a way to get you caught up, trying to send you right back to the people you came from.
Right.
Because there's those out there that, oh well, if we make a certain amount of money, yeah, they say they gonna give us a certain amount of money if we send them back. So all we gotta do is make a phone call, call them, and tell them we got your back. And then we call them in the midst of them in the midst of them coming back here, so that they can take them back. We can get the money because we found a way to capture them. Your family,
Wow.
you would do that to you. Like ain't no amount of money you can't make me do that to nobody in my family.
Right.
It ain't enough money to make me go against my family and get them messed up or locked up or beat up or killed or anything.
Come on
I'm
now.
not going to entrap them in mind or physical sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to make them believe something that I know it to be a lie and tell them it's the truth so that I can get some money out the deal. Because at that point, I've shape shifted.
Definitely.
And so
Exact.
like I'm one person totally in front of your face that you've known for all of your life. And soon as money come in the game, well no,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
I'll give you up. If they chop your head off, then they just do. Wait a minute, so you gonna give me to the shapeshifters? You gonna give me because they claim they gonna give you a certain amount of money. So when
Mm-hmm.
everybody looking at you like, what did you do that for? Oh, because I shapeshifted for the shapeshifters so I can get some money in my pocket.
Right.
Ain't nobody gonna trust you no more.
Mm-hmm.
But see, again, this whole shape shifting thing is the whole mind control first, or the heart domination first, then the mind control. And once they got you there,
Mm-hmm.
they got you. They do that to your kids. Once they got you, they'll do whatever they want to do to your kids.
Right.
And think about it, Jamie Foxx has been down and going through whatever, but how vulnerable was his family in those times?
Yeah.
How vulnerable was so many different people's families in those points in time that affect them greatly, that they can't be there to do anything for because I've already been overtaken.
Yeah. That's a lot to like really think about. That's a lot that we should look on as one.
So, you know what I mean? The whole plot of this story is be careful of who you see as a friend, who you call your friend, who your
Right.
family is, what people
Most
you
def-
keep surrounding you in a circle while you're still the dot. Because
wow.
everybody's looking to find some way to sabotage you somehow.
Somehow, yeah. I definitely feel. I feel you.
That whole jealousy thing ain't no joke. And that jealousy thing is like the first beginning stages of shape shifting.
Most
Cause
definitely.
I don't like you with him, or from a female perspective, I don't like you with him. He got whatever, and he got this and he got that. He's supposed to be with me. I got this and I got that, so we make a better couple than y'all do. And then niggas going around trying to steal another dude's woman. You the whole time you shape shifting.
The whole time. Yeah.
The whole time you try to be whatever in front of somebody's face, and then behind their back you trying to holler at their mom. You
Hmm.
wait till one move so that you can be alone with somebody to do something to them. Man, that ain't what you supposed to be. And I get tired of like these fake people just never really amount to anything. You don't help anybody in any type of way. All you do is take, take, take.
Right.
People just have always shape shifted to me. Now that I get a chance to use the term, um, and it's still some things I'm leaving out. It's still some things I need to touch on, but I can't remember all of them right now. Um, if you ever get a chance to see, like, I know you played with bubbles as a kid, or you've seen kids play with bubbles,
Hmm.
and when they blow that whatever that liquid is, that soapy liquid, it
Hmm.
transforms into different sizes of bubbles, and you can see how it just blows up before it releases itself and then becomes one bubble.
Right.
That's how these people are.
Wow. That's a good illustration to use.
I
Like
mean,
that's
and
real.
then if you go buy some Play-Doh, all the stuff you do to Play-Doh is what they try to do to humans.
Yeah. Wow. That's a great example. Def. We are definitely drop. Like we dropping jewels this evening, man. Most definitely.
Um,
That's something to think about. I think that we all should think about this tonight. And I told folks and I shared the link with everybody to tune in. And I know folks going to tune in, or they probably going to be like, oh, but I know everybody use this too. I know everybody use YouTube too. So yeah.
so yeah, and if you think about the old cartoon,
Which
one to two
one?
empowers, activate. form of,
Yeah. Yeah.
you shapeshifted.
Yeah.
So you want to take the form of something that you're not. And that's what this whole shape shifting thing is. People taking forms of things they are not, things they never could be, but to the power of exorcism and witchcraft and sorcery and things of that nature, people can shapeshift. If you truly believe it in your mind, I do believe people truly can shapeshift. And it's those out there that can stand outside of a city and transproject,
You mean
and
ass?
they can make a certain area become what they wanted to be just
Most
by speaking it out of their mouth and believing it in their heart and their mind.
right.
And I do believe that's why so many different areas are controlled by demonic forces. And they're forced to shapeshift in the midst of that.
And how I feel about that, I feel like us as believers should work our faith. We should work our authority that God gave us, because God, God gave us access to Him, and I believe that we should start to use what He gave us.
Yeah. Because outside of that, you scared of what this whole shapeshifting thing is. But if you believe in God, this whole shapeshifting thing means nothing
Right.
because God controls all.
Def- He definitely controls all, and He
And
controls
so,
that.
like, there's nothing that Satan can do to truly scare me. I've seen a lot. I even forced myself to watch certain things that most kids' parents wouldn't allow them to watch.
Right.
I've seen the exorcisms. I've seen um the movie Christine about the red
Hmm.
car.
Hmm.
I've seen all different types of demonic movies where people shapeshift into these demonic hosts that they become. And if you see them, all all forms of shapeshifting, and this is the part that just got me. I don't know what made me think it is, but I sat back and thought, as a kid, we watched all these scary movies.
Hmm.
Um, and those characters in those movies aged. If they ever truly aged,
Exactly.
what age would they be right now? I
Hmm.
just read up on Jason. If Jason truly would age, he would be 73 or 74 years old right now. So who would he scare?
Right.
And would
That.
he be in a nursing home? Him and Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
They would probably be
That.
in nursing homes right now.
That
So the
definitely
whole shape shifting, um,
makes
once you lose the mind again, you don't have control over what you can do to shapeshift. And
well. Man, I
why
just
is
thank
my
God, man.
battery dying on my phone?
Man, look, all I gotta do is just give God the glory, man. You know,
Yeah,
just give God the glory, because I thank Him that He keeps me in my right mind every day.
right, right.
I have to acknowledge every day, every night. I got to acknowledge God throughout the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like, Lord, just protect my mind, just protect my heart, protect my whole being. You know?
And
I got to. It is only right, you
Yeah,
know, and it's time for us to really look at things because I believe there is coming a time where God want this whole world to confess that He is Lord. Because the word God
yeah,
says, man every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess that He is Lord. I believe that's what He really want us to do in this hour.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Stop
and what
believing the
He
lie and start believing the truth.
and what He is doing in the government, what He is doing in the entertaining thing. That's just a
Yeah.
sign, like, right. That's a sign right there to turn back to God.
Nobody wants to do it because the lie is the truth. The lie is the best thing out there.
Look, when they get tired, I believe that they will, and slowly but surely that Kanye, he's coming back slowly but surely,
Yeah,
cause he cause of who he was with, you know, and I believe that everybody in our community should take this serious too. You
yeah.
know what
I
I'm saying?
mean, in due time they will.
Yeah,
In due
you
time they
know,
will.
yeah, you know, it's just that they have to, like, they have to grasp what's going on, and a lot of folks say stay woke. How many folks is quote unquote woke but still sleeping? Come on, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think about people, have walked in their sleep. People, that's what they call sleepwalking.
Yeah, but it's man,
And
it's
so,
just I
if
don't
you
know.
sleepwalking, it's the blind leading the blind because you don't know
Exactly.
that you're even asleep. You don't even know if you really woke. It's a mix in between, and it's something, some type of imbalance in your mind that makes you believe that you're really woke, but you're really asleep. You're just
Pretty much.
you're just walking around with your eyes closed.
Hmm. You is so right
But
about
yo,
that.
I gotta get back here real quick.
Go ahead, man, because we've been on this joint for an hour, man, and I believe that these views gonna go up because there's still views that's going up from the last one and from the last show. So yeah, so go ahead and do what you gotta do, man. I appreciate this time. You know, God is good all the time. You know, stay
Yeah.
safe out there. You know what
All
I'm
right, bro.
saying?
Well, you take care, man. Thanks for having me, and I'll keep you in tune with the next thing, and I'll be more on in tune with what I'm talking about.
All right, bro. I appreciate you, man.
All right, bro. Take care.
All right. All
All
right,
right.
y'all. And that was K.W.U. My man Blaze just came through. He kicked it with us, man. If y'all on YouTube right now, share this joint. You know, comment on this joint right now, man. And I'm about to be up out of here with some D1. Only God could judge me. Shout out to my boy D1. I feel like I already know you, bro. Shout out to you.
Yeah. Hey, man. You already
Hey,
know when you're doing your thing. Because you get these nobody's want to say something about you.
hey,
I said, man, they hate to see me win. Man, they hate to see me win.
hey.
Man, they hate to see me win. Man, they hate to see me win. They say, look at Mr. Pilot, if you rapping for the streets. What's that hater to the
Let's see
hero?
is
Only God can
is
judge me. And who are you? Who are
is
you?
also
Who are
is
you? Who
versus
are
we have a
you? Who are
podcast tonight.
you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Let's go. People ain't got no love no more, especially where I'm from down in the NO. Money shop, so folks ain't got a lot of dough. Everybody rap trying to get their foot up in the dough. Do a show,
Hey,
everybody in the club is a rapper. They ain't been a cap, they just gonna stare at you. Man, it's so crap, no fucking it's a shame. game. So I had a plan, make my own lane. And I came up in the game and let them know that I ain't staying representing fools. Still, I'm gonna do the game. Wayne. This is say this, and I just wanted to explain. Boy, I could have ended my whole career. Don't forget, New Year still here, still riding. Constant regardless and nothing to describe it. Boy, I keep it real, so me the streets riding. I'm a pride. The devil don't take a day off. I'm taking a day off, so I can't either. Put aside the replay, the spiritual walk. And grab your heater. I got mine. And don't shoot bullets in shot lines. So stop trying. Man, they hate to see me win. 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 They say, look at Mr. Pilot. If he rapping for the streets, what's a hater to a hero? Only God could judge me. And who are you? 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 Who are you?
I'm out of here, guys.
Just one talk and another out there. Telling more shows, man. I'm so blessed. Go right to the bank.